Hi everyone, it's Anja here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Crafts. So today we are talking about measurements for the cards. This is an example card. This is the type of card I make. I always make top folding cards. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about and also give you the other possibilities. So we have Stampin' Up paper and it's in A4 size. So the A4 in Imperial is, the width is 8 1/4 by 11 and 11/16. Okay, and to avoid wastage, really, I worked out exactly what the middle is of each of those measurements, because there's no point in trying to take a sliver off, because you'll always be taking a sliver off. So I've worked out that actually, here are my measurements. Can you see them? Actually, half of 8 1/4 is 4 1/8, so there, and half of 11 and 11/16 is 5 7/8. So this way, 5 7/8, right there. So if I look at my stamping trimmer, these measurements here, the third ones along here, are those measurements. So 4 1/4 for the middle. So if I slice it there, then I have 2 cards, and here that is the 5 7/8, and that one I have to score. So I always do it like this. I score first. Okay, so I'm making 2 cards and then I cut. And now I have 2 card bases which are identical and which, when I fold nicely in the middle. Okay, and they're identical that way, this way, they're perfect. That is what I do. This is my card base. Now if you want your cards in a different way, if you wanted to open like that, then where I scored, you're going to cut, and where I cut, you're going to score, so that you can open your card that way. Okay, now in Imperial, yeah, that was in Imperial. Now in metric, A4 is let's see, is 21 centimeters wide and 29.7 long. So again, I've worked out what the middle is of each, and the middle of 21 is 10 1/2, and the other side is 14.9. So if you can see here, let me just show you close up. If you can see here, this measurement, 5 7/8, corresponds at the top with 14.9. And if you see here, this measurement, 4 1/8, corresponds at the top with, let me just check because I can't see it through my 14.9. No, that's 10 1/2. Yes, of course. I can't see it through my monitor. Yes, there we are. 10 1/2. Okay, so that is the base of your card. Now let's have a look and see how we make our 2 other ones here. Right, so we've got 2 mats, and oh yeah, before I go on, look, this fits perfectly in an envelope. These are the Stampin' Up envelopes, and my cards fit perfectly in them. Okay, so that's always a bonus, of course. Then, to do the mats. Okay, so for a mat for my card here, I'm going to slice my paper here, and I'm going to, actually, let me get a colour out, because then actually I can use it for a card. Okay, so this is half of a piece of paper. I always, whenever I cut, I just put my pieces of paper that I don't use back in with the colour, so I know where they are. So that's another tip for you. Okay, so this is half a piece of paper. Now, to make the first mat, we come in 2/8 of an inch, so 1/4 of an inch you come in, and that's about 1/2 centimetre that you need to come in from that first measurement. So we come in and we slice it, and that gives you a thin sliver. I don't very often find, you know, a purpose for these. Sometimes I do keep them, but... And then we go to this measurement here, to the middle one of the longer one, and that then is going to be our first mat. Look. So we've sliced that at 5 5/8, and that is just 14.2 centimeters. Okay, so that brings it in with, on each side, 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so then we have the next set. So here I have a very vanilla half, and what I do then, again, we bring it in another 1/4 of an inch, and that takes it to 9 3 millimeters, 9.3 millimeters, and you slice that off. Now this is more interesting. I keep this for sentiments. Okay, so that can be used. And then here we go to 5 3/8. Again, a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the previous one. So this in imperial is 9.3 and 13.6. And that then comes in nicely here with, on each side, 1/8 of an inch smaller, and the same again, you know, like this. Voila, there you have it. Now, for the inside of my card, I go back and I'll have to make one. So we go for the second measurement, so the middle one each time. Voila, and there we have it. This is our inside of the card. So the inside of the card is the same measurement as your first mat. It's the same size as this. Okay, so these are the same size. Now, I hope that you found this helpful. I know that a lot of people have asked me for measurements. I hope I haven't confused you too much with mixing imperial and metric. If you know, obviously you can stop the video and watch it again, but basically I am trying to avoid wasting paper. And if you cut your A4 in half, score it in half, cut it in half, then that's your base. And then you have this bit left, which you then can cut up for your front and for your inside. And then you need another piece of paper for your, you know, for your frame here, for your first mat. So really, you know, you can be quite, how should I say it, inventive when it comes to being frugal with your paper, because this little bit here, I'm sure I'll find something to do with it. I haven't yet, but you know, you can use it as a small embellishment, going that way or that way, whatever. Or sometimes you have also, when you cut off like this one here, this is the second one of that second mat, so this is this width here. By the time you've cut this one off, let's do that. See, that gives you a really nice little thing, really nice sentiment panel to put over, or to put, you know, and if you have that in a different colour, then that works very well as well. What I also do, and that's maybe a little bit naughty, but I don't think so, is before I adhere this to this and then onto the card, if I need any punched out flowers, like for example in this card, I will take them from here. because nobody's going to see. Probably I didn't take anything from this one because it was baked brown sugar, and I don't know whether I would put baked brown sugar flowers on there, but you know what I mean. If you're going to hide it, you might as well take some flowers from it, or take some cuttings, punch outs that you think you might need for your card. So there you have it. I hope that's not confused you, and I hope it was very helpful. If you have any more remarks, please do leave me a comment down below, and I hope you'll be referring back to this video when you're starting to make your cards. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you.